Exercise is really great for learning how to segment your spine, especially against gravity, and really focusing on the arching of your back or extension, which is really challenging for most people when we are starting to actually learn that our spine is not just one thing. So for this exercise, I like to do this kneeling, and then I like to have a yoga block that you can use to kind of pin your pelvis to the wall so that you can really focus, not necessarily on hip extension and kind of dumping into your low back, but really to allow you to get some good movement through your thoracic spine or your mid back as well. So for this exercise, you're going to want to get yourself set up in a comfortable kneeling position and put the yoga block on the lower part of your belly and kind of top of your pelvis. I like to place this like right under my belly button. Everybody's a little bit different. The higher you place it, the less your low back can help. So if you really want to only focus on your mid back, place it higher. If you only want to focus on your upper back, even higher. I'm going to place it on my pelvis because this part of my back is already really good at extending. I don't need to work on that. So I want to keep my pelvis in a more neutral position here, and then I'm going to lean into the yoga block. Now your arm position is going to change the exercise intention very slightly. So if you really want to add an overhead component, we are going to go straight overhead and work on the movement from there. If you don't want to add the full overhead, we can go here. This is a little bit less challenging. This would be the most. And then we can also go here if you just want to work on spine and not worry about your arms. You can also do this with your arms right by your side as well. Sometimes people have some shoulder things that don't feel great. So all of those are an option. You're just gonna pick the one that you wanna do. And then from there, you want to think about not just leaning back, but lifting and arching yourself up and back, kind of like a nice, beautiful rainbow. And you're thinking about peeling away from the wall. So we're not on the wall directly, but you're gonna think about that starting with your head. So we want to find that neutral pelvis position, use those abs and your glutes a little bit to keep you there. Start in the position that you want here, here, or here. And then you're gonna start with your chin and neck and look up and then try to think about one segment at a time. You're gonna feel each little muscle on each side of your spine help you. And you wanna think that if you had something really cool on your shirt, you're showing it to somebody on the ceiling and you're reaching and slowly leaning back more and more as far as you can tolerate. And then you're gonna pull yourself back one at a time back to the start. And that would be one single rep. So I did this very slowly to show you. You want it to be very mindful. And then at the same time, the thing we want to avoid is any pinching or a lot of pain in your back. This is going to provide some compression in your spine, which is totally fine. But if that becomes sharp or something that is really uncomfortable, we don't want to push through that. The other thing to note is that as you're going further, what we want to avoid is feeling all of that load in one spot. We really want this to kind of feel like your whole spine is helping you. And a lot of people like myself who have lots of mobility, when we go to do this, we can just kind of lean back and I can feel that all in my low back because it's really good at extending. But if I'm really intentional about it and lift my whole spine up as I'm coming back, that is going to involve the rest of my spine and help me disperse the load, and then I can come back. As you do this, you might want to start going closer to the wall so you can really start to feel that it's a little bit more challenging with how close you are and feel some of the intensity increase by going a little bit closer. But that's what you want to think about for these wall peels, is making sure that you are just trying to connect a little bit more with your spine. And over time, you should feel that that connection builds and that your ability to arch and extend feels less scary for most people, and that you're able to go a little bit further. You should see more and more range of motion. And as you progress this, you want to spend more and more time in that arched position, because for a lot of people, it can be a lot on the neck at first, but over time, you should be able to build that strength and tolerance and mobility. And that is how we continue to support our spines to keep them happy and healthy.